This is how you can make a status VC command for your Discord.js version 14 bot, so let's go and get started. Before I show you how to do this, I'd like to say that if you're interested in getting the source code from this video or any other video on my channel, you can go ahead and get a super or god tier subscription on YouTube, or you can get a god tier subscription on Discord. You can also get any of these three bot packages. They are fully coded Discord bots based on a specific topic. All of this will be in the description below if you're interested, and with that, let's go ahead and get into the code. So we can go ahead and start by going over to schemas. We're going to go ahead and create two of these. The first one is going to be status VC. We're going to have a guild with a string, and we're going to have a category with a string. Let's go ahead and copy that down. The second schema is going to be status VC delete. We're going to have a guild string and a channel string. So just go ahead and copy both of those down. Feel free to pause the video. Then we can go over to moderation, and we're going to go ahead and create status VC.js. Then this, we're going to get our / command builder. We can get our embed builder. We can get our channel type, and we can get our permissions bit field. And then we're going to do equals require, and we're going to go ahead and get our Discord.js package. And we can do const status equals require. We're going to go ahead and do .. We can get schemas, and we're going to get our status VC. Then we're also going to go ahead and do const status delete equals require, and we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing. So we can do that. And this time we're going to go ahead and get our status VC delete. So next we can do module.exports. We can go ahead and open this up. We're going to get our data, which is going to be our new / command builder. We can go ahead and start off by setting a name, which is going to be status VC. Then we can go ahead and set a description, which can just go ahead and be status VC. Nobody's going to see that. Then we're going to go ahead and get three subcommands. The first subcommand is going to be setup with a description of setup your status VC system. Then we're going to add a channel option with the name and category, a description of the category to create the VCs in. Then we're going to go ahead and add channel types to that, and that's going to be channel type.guild category, and we're going to go ahead and set required to true. Then we're going to go ahead and create disable, and the description is going to be disable the status VC system. We're also going to go ahead and create our create subcommand, and the description is going to be create a status VC based on your current game status. Then we can add a comma, and we're going to do async execute. We're going to go ahead and get our interaction, and we can open that up. In here, we're going to go ahead and start off by getting our options, and we're going to set that equal to our interaction. Then we can do const sub equals options.get sub command, and we're also going to go ahead and do var data, and we can do equals await status.find1. That is going to be our guild, and we can go ahead and get our interaction.guild.id just like that. So now we're going to do async function, and we can do send message, and we're going to go ahead and get our message, and we can go ahead and open this up. In here, we're going to get our embed, and we're going to do new embed builder. So after we do that, we can go ahead and set a color, and we're going to go ahead and make that blurple. And we can also go ahead and set a description, and I'm going to go ahead and set that to our message. And we can go ahead and send this. So we're going to do await interaction.reply. We can get our embeds. It's going to be our embed. We're also going to go ahead and set informal to true on that message. Then we're going to go ahead and create a permission check function, because one of these commands, the create one, is not a permission-based command, while the other two are. So to do this, we're going to do async function. We can do permissions, and then we're going to go ahead and open this up. Within this, we're going to do if no interaction.member.permissions.has, and we can go ahead and get our permissions bit field.flags.administrator. Then we can just go ahead and return await send message. And I'm just going to go ahead and get a caution emoji, and we're going to go ahead and say you don't have perms to use this, just like that. So now that we have both of our functions here, we can go ahead and switch to our subcommand, and we can go ahead and get our case, which is going to be set up. So we can go ahead and start by doing await permissions. So we're basically doing our permission check. So that's the same thing as copying and pasting this line. We're basically going to run this function twice, but that just saves some space. Then we're going to do if no data. We can open this up. We're going to go ahead and do await send a message, and we're just going to go ahead and get a caution emoji, and I'm going to go ahead and say looks like this system is already set up, just like that. So after we do that, we're going to go ahead and say else, and within this we can do var category, and we can do options.get channel, and that's going to be our category channel. Then we're going to go ahead and do await status.create, so we're creating our schema. We're going to get our guild, which is going to be our interaction.guild.id. We can get our category, which is going to be our category.id. So now that we have that set up, we can go ahead and do await send message. And I'm just going to go ahead and get a globe emoji. Within this, I'm going to say your status VC system has been set to our category variable. We can do use /status VC create to create a status VC. So now we're actually done with that subcommand. So let's go ahead and break. We're going to get our case, and this is going to be disable. We're going to go ahead and use our permission command again. So we can come down here, we're going to do await permissions. So again, we're running our permission check because this is a moderator only command. Then within this, we're going to do if no data this time. And we can go ahead and do await send message. And I'm going to go ahead and get a caution emoji. And within this, we can say it looks like there is no status VC system here. So now that we've done that, we can actually go ahead and delete it. So we can open this up and we can do await status.delete1. We're going to get our interaction.guild.id as our guild. So it's going to look just like that. So now that we've deleted our schema, we can go ahead and send our message, and we can go ahead and get our globe emoji. And I'm just going to go ahead and say I have disabled, and we can say your status VC system, just like that. So what we've done here is we've deleted it, obviously, so it's no longer in the schema, and we've sent our confirmation message. And we did the exact same thing above, but for creating it. So now let's go ahead and move on to our create command. So we can go ahead and break, and we're going to do case, and that is going to be create. So within this, we're not actually going to use a permission statement, and the reason is this is a command that anybody's going to do when they want to create a status VC. So we're just going to do if no data, then we can open this up, and we're just going to go ahead and await send message, and we can go ahead and get our caution emoji, and we can go ahead and say it looks like the system has not been set up yet. And the reason we're doing that is because if the member's trying to do that command and there's no system set up, then obviously we can't have them doing it. So then we can say else, and we're going to do var presence, and we can do equals interaction.member.presence.activities. So now that we have our presence, we can do if presence, and we can do equals 0. We can open this up. We're going to do await send message, and I'm just going to go ahead and get our caution emoji, and we can go ahead and say you are not playing anything, and we can say it has to be on your status. So now we can go ahead and say else, and we're going to open this up. We can do var category equals await interaction.guild.channels.cache.get. You could also use .fetch, and I'm going to go ahead and get our data.category. And then we can go ahead and do var channels equals await interaction.guild.channels.fetch. So we have our category and we also have our channels. So now let's go ahead and do some handling. So we can do var e. We can do await channels.for each. We're going to do async c, so async channel. Within this, we're going to do if c.parents equals our data.category. And we can also say c.type equals our channel type.guild voice. And then we can do and we can do c.name equals, and we can do presence 0, and then we can do .name. Then we can set e to true. So this logical statement is checking to see if the channel is within our category, our status VC category, basically. And then if it is, we're going to check to make sure it's a voice channel. And then if it is, then we're going to go ahead and make sure that the member's presence is the name. And if all of that's true, we're going to set E to true. And the reason is because if all of this is true, then it means a voice channel for that exact status already exists. So that means we just go ahead and do if E, then we can return await send message, and we can just go ahead and get our caution emoji. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this VC already exists for your status. So like there's already a Visual Studio Code VC, and I'm trying to create another one. Then it would just return because we don't want to create more than one VC per status. So now we can do var channel equals await, and we can do interaction.guild.channels.create, and we can go ahead and open this up here. Within that, we're going to get our name, and that is going to be our presence. And we can do 0, and we can do .name, and then we can go ahead and do comma. We're going to do type, and that's going to be our channel type.guild voice, and we're also going to get our parent, and that is going to be our category. So now we're actually going to go ahead and do await status, and we can do delete. So we're going to get our status delete schema, and we can go ahead and create it. We're going to go to our guild, which can be our interaction.guild.id, and we can get our channel, which is going to be our channel.id. So now we can go ahead and send our message. So we can do await to send message, and I'm just going to go ahead and get our globe emoji. And within this, we can go ahead and say your VC \tick channel.name, and then we can do \tick again, and we can say has been created, and then we can do our channel. So the reason we're creating a new schema here is because we need to save the channel ID so that in our next part of the system, we can go ahead and delete the channel ID when somebody leaves it. So with that, we're done with the entire command portion. So let's go ahead and create that system that deletes when there is nobody left in the VC. So we can go over to events, and we can go ahead and create our status vc.js. This part is technically optional, but it's a good way to manage the channels within your status VC because we can create it, but it's not actually going to be deleted unless somebody deletes it manually. So let's go ahead and make a event that checks to see if there's 0 people left after somebody leaves the VC, and if that's true, then it just goes ahead and deletes the VC. So to do that, we're going to do events, and we can set that equal to require discord.js. Then we're going to go ahead and do const status equals require, and we're going to go ahead and do // we can get our schemas, and this time we're just going to get our status VC delete. We're not going to get the status VC. Now we can do module.exports. We can open this up. We're going to get our name, which is going to be events, and we can do .voice state update. Then we can do async executes. We're going to go ahead and get our old state, our new state, and our client, and then we can open this up. Then this, we're going to do if old state, and then we can do .member.guild equals equals equals, and we can do null. Then we're just going to go ahead and return. This is basically our way of checking to see if it's a join or a leave, and obviously if this is a join, then we're just going to go ahead and return. We only want to check if somebody is leaving a VC. Then we can do var data equals await status find one. We're going to go ahead and get our guild, which can be our old state.guild.id, and we're going to get our channel, which can be our old state.channel.id. Then we can do if no data, we can just go ahead and return. We're going to say else. Within this, we can just go ahead and start off by getting a couple of variables. So let's go ahead and do var guild equals await client.guilds.fetch, and we're going to get our old state.guild.id. Then we can do var channel equals await guild.channels.fetch, and we're going to go ahead and get our old state.channel ID. So we have our channel that we got from our guild. So now let's go ahead and check to make sure that there is nobody left in the VC, because obviously if somebody leaves it and there's still somebody left remaining, we don't want to delete the VC. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and say if channel.members.size equals 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 0. Within this, we can do await status.delete1, and we can go ahead and get our guild, which is going to be our old state.guild.id, and our channel, which we can just set to our channel.id. Then we're going to go ahead and do await channel.delete, and we can just go ahead and catch an error after that, just in case it fails for some reason, which it shouldn't, but if it does, we can just go ahead and catch an error. And so basically that just checks to make sure that there's nobody left in the VC, and if that is true, after somebody leaves it, it will just go in and delete the VC and delete the VC from the schema. That way, if somebody tries to create a new status VC using that same presence, it will still work. So with that, we are actually done with this entire system. Now, there is one thing that we do have to fix before we actually go ahead and restart the bot. That is right here, I did no data. This has to be data because we want to check if there already is data when we're setting it up, and then return and do nothing, or return and send an error message. Everything else should be good. So let's go ahead and save the file, restart the bot, and test this out. All right, so over in the Discord server, I've gone ahead and created a status VC category, so we can just go ahead and set it up. So we're going to do status VC setup. We can go ahead and get that category. And as you can see, it's going to say it looks like this system is already set up because it was set up when I was managing it. All right, so we can just go ahead and try to delete it. So we can do status VC, and let's just go ahead and do disable. And as you can see, it's going to disable the status VC system. So now let's just go ahead and try to maybe create. And as you can see, it's going to say it looks like the system has not been set up yet. So because it's not set up, we actually have to go in and set it up again. So we can just do status VC, and I'm just going to go in and do setup. We can set it up to our category, and as you can see, it's set up now. So let's just go ahead and run our create command. And as you can see here, it's going to go ahead and create a status VC. So let's just go ahead and test this out. We can join it. I'm in a VC now, and let's just go ahead and disconnect. So as you can see, as soon as we disconnect, it deletes the VC. So let's go ahead and try this one more time. We can do status VC, and we can do create. Note, it does create the status VC name based off of my status. So as you can see, it says I'm playing Visual Studio Code. If you were playing a different game, it would create that name based off that game. So let's go ahead and join it here, and we can also go ahead and join it on a different account. So now that I'm in the Discord server, in the VC on 2 different accounts, let's just go ahead and disconnect my main account. And as you can see here, now there is only 1 person left, but the VC did not get deleted because there's only 1 person left and not 0. It's not going to delete the VC if there's 1 person left, 2 people left, and somebody leaves. It doesn't matter. It's only going to delete it if there are 0 people left when somebody leaves a VC. So for example, if I go ahead and disconnect now, as you can see, there were 0 people left, so it went ahead and deleted the VC. Alright, so that's how you can create a status VC command using your discord.js version 14 bot. If you do need any help with this, go ahead and join the server in the description below and use our help channels here, and we'll be happy to help you out. And you might as well just join anyways because this is a pretty good coding community. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video.